No, I don't believe in multiple universes, but there are multiple dimensions. Manny P. Hall, Grand Wizard Pike, they all talk about that. Everything cosmic you can use to your benefit. That's how Crowley explained it. If you don't know who Crowley is, he was knighted by the fucking queen. And all he's known for is blood magic and ritual. Yeah, the pineal gland is your third eye. Your retina receptors, there's more in the cave of your mind. And yeah, all these Masons talk about how modern science ascribes to this as useless, but actually they know that there's something to it. There's everything to it actually. It's also in the Bible, right? Jacob wrestles with God. Why I was obsessed with mastering macronutrients is because I want to eat junk and I want to eat a lot of food still. I still want to try cake every now and then. There's this thing called phantom money syndrome, where every month you lose money, but you don't know why. You just bills add up and blah blah blah. The Dark Ages or medieval times were horrible. That's the greatest myth. That's as big as Tartaria or Atlantis. And some chatter actually woke me up to that. Because some random dude came in my chat like a year and a half ago, and it stuck with me, but I didn't talk about it. He said, have you noticed how blurry medieval times are in history? Well, Plato's number one, probably. For understanding the universe. That's how I see it. Not even philosophy. But I like Plato and his theory of forms. I don't like calling it a theory. I mean, it's just a fact. Soren, why would you ask me that? Thoughts on nihilism. What do you think? It's like my whole war is against nihilists. I think Nietzsche was a fucking paid off occultist. What philosophers did I read when I was younger? Hold on. Twitch. When I was in high school, I liked Nietzsche. As an adult, I liked Schopenhauer. And now it's just Plato. A lot of Plato. I guess people who interpret Plato more than Plato, because yeah, you see my progression. I finally became based. Yeah, I like Aristotle too. That was eye-opening. The thing about every apple seed is just an apple tree in development, and that everything has an evolution or an alchemic process, and everyone has to like grow old and blah blah, go through those stages. I like that. But Plato's number one, probably. For understanding the universe. That's how I see it. Not even philosophy. But I like Plato and his theory of forms. I don't like calling it a theory. I mean, it's just a fact. I like that. And it's weird though. Understanding Plato is hard until you see people who interpret his work. Like people who talked about him, they break it down better than just going through Plato. I used to mix these guys up, and now it's like, okay. Plato invented anal. I wouldn't be surprised if philosophers were all bi. Every single philosopher in history was bi. I even like Foucault besides the pedo stuff. I don't know, when you look at I think the biggest problem with men who are into oh, this is my philosopher, no, this is mine. You know how they use them as like oversouls in Shaman King? I think that's a problem, because how I interpret philosophy is like each philosopher is a Lego piece. You kind of have to know a bit about all of them. Usually I'm for mastery, like master one, but for me it helped me understand. Yeah, that's the first time I had a greater understanding going to other sources instead of just sticking to one. But I guess the greatest philosopher of all time would be Christ. All right? Because what are they really trying to do besides benefit society, like they claim? And who benefits society the most? Greatest myth in history is that the Dark Ages or medieval times were horrible. That's the greatest myth. That's as big as Tartaria or Atlantis. And some chatter actually woke me up to that. Because some random dude came in my chat like a year and a half ago, and it stuck with me, but I didn't talk about it. He said, "Have you noticed how blurry medieval times are in history?" And I'm like, yeah, when you look at history, that's the blurriest part of history, right? That is the blurriest, where it's like nothing makes sense. The timeline is so unreal. It's like hard to understand. You know, like Rome is easier to understand than. And that makes sense because everything that Rome pushed into the world, well, they never let go of power, right? The Club of Rome is still the biggest institute out there, right? The greatest propagandists. So it's like no wonder Rome's so easy to understand and medieval times are suppressed because they never left the seat of power. Nowadays. Yeah, we learn about the Black Plague and we learn more about kings than really how they lived. But I think the hardest thing for the average Joe to understand is that a theocracy ain't that bad. You'll never push that in someone's brain. They'll never accept it. They just can't. They're like, no, I will not. And then, but a good way to explain it is you compare it to like a Saudi nation. You look at the crime rate and how little they pay their police force. And then you're like, wow, there's no crime at all. And I'll think of that, except even more extreme. Yeah, we learned about how women didn't have rights in the Middle Ages. Yeah, we do. That's so true. Anytime we open up a history books, it's women, women, women. Like, shut up, bro. I'm so tired of it. It's either women, 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 or actually crusaders were black guys. And I'm like, oh, we gotta. Like, I knew I can't trust history when I'd watch these, like, World War II epics. So I was watching Fury years ago. I like Fury. I'm like the only guy on earth who likes that movie. And it is corny, whatever. But anyways, but I'm watching Fury and there's a Mexican guy in the tank. And I'm like, wow, they're bringing diversity in every single movie. Like, this is getting, it's like, it's a little much. Mm-hmm. So you think Mexicans didn't participate in World War II? Are you retired? Okay, let me break it down like this to you. Zero minorities participated in World War II. It was just white guys. Okay? Yeah, that hurts. That's a gut punch. That's a gut punch to you, right? So, that's this fucking guy, bro. Okay? Why don't you just Google World War II photos, right? Go look at how many fucking white guys are in one photo. We're not going to pretend, right? There were no minorities in World War II in the American army. That's propaganda. That's bullshit. And if there were, it's like, what, 2% of the military is like, what the fuck? And if they always, you know what? 80% of the American military were Albanians. Let's do that. You want to play that diversity game? Was it 0.2% were minorities in World War II? Yeah. Well, there was black guys. But I never consider black people minorities when I think of U.S. because the way I read history is U.S. is a biracial nation. But obviously they're minorities. But like when I think of minority, I think of like Arab, Mexicans, I call it the extra. But yeah. Truman was in the KKK. Is that true? Truman be dropping atomic bombs, dude. How did Hitler fuck everyone up? He had the world against. How did Hitler fuck everyone up? He had the world against him. Okay, that is the greatest lie in history. The greatest lie in history is that Hitler didn't get help. Every single monarch in Europe and the Vatican all funded him. And the US Wall Street, American industrialists. So like this thing where people are like Hitler just came out of the blue and he had a bunch of money in his pocket and he just rebuilt Germany. What the hell are you talking about? Or like a lot of Germans try and tell me that Hitler just got middle class families in Germany to fund him. He was a populist, and that's not true. Okay, there's so many documentaries on Hitler coming to power that are like accurate, but for some reason everyone just thinks he just brought like a sack of money with him or some shit. It's like, no, you don't become that powerful without being helped, right? And the way you have to look at it is throughout history, it's only been the ruling class versus the people. Even during wars between countries, like nationalistic wars, even then. Yo, do you think Heel Mike is red pill? In the average world, yeah, but in my world, no. In my world, I'm not even red pill. I'm supposed to be married by now, right? So I don't really give that pill. Like I have red pill takes, but I'm not red pilled. Red pilled would be like Red pill is like a Jedi master. He's got like 2 kids. He's killing it. Well, speaking of killing it, I told you so. Didn't I tell you a week ago that I'm gonna ignite my YouTube channel before I go to Miami, so it's got a buzz, and then I'm gonna turbocharge it with good Miami clips? We got 20,000 views in 7 hours. On a dead channel I haven't posted in fucking 2 years. Okay? This shit's easy. The work is kind of like repetitive though. I like YouTubing, The work is repetitive and I mean, like I told you so again. We're arguing the other night about this. But, Zherka, you're not going to do it. You're not going to do it. And I do everything. When I say it out loud, I'm not going to embarrass myself. Right? So when I tell you Miami is going to be 1 million viewer videos, this is my I told you so from the past. And we're clipping it and we're shipping it to the future. Bitch, your fucking mom is a fucking bitch, chat. No, just the chatter who doubted me. Like, there's one guy who doubts me, and then I take it out on all you guys, and it's so bad, dude. Yeah, the Mr. Girl video did good, yeah. Also, if you love me, hit like so it boosts me in the algorithm. I don't need your help. I'm going up either way. But, like, get me there faster so you guys can have more content. Hit like on my goddamn YouTube. Someone spam my YouTube link on all the new videos and turbocharge me, okay? Smash that fucking subscribe. You don't have to subscribe. I saw some comments saying, Zherka, you're funny, but I don't know if I want you in my... And I'm like, what? You don't want me on the algorithm, you fucking bitch? You know how many people are on that don't deserve it? What does the silver YouTube button mean? I can't wait to be a YouTuber. When people go, I know you from YouTube, not that gay ass Twitch. I will never understand your fascination with Steven, aka Cuck, Liberal Bonnell, Destiny. He's a lib. Okay, look at this. When you're a young boy, you either choose firefighter, astronaut, knight, or army soldier as your persona for life, right? Or cuck. I, as a young boy, always chose army soldier, okay? Which is funny because I was enlisting in Canadian Infantry Jericho base, right? And I had to call my older brother, who's high ranking, to get me out of the enrollment process or whatever it's called, because I started going viral on Twitch. You know how embarrassing that is? But anyways, I chose army soldier. I'm answering you. I chose army soldier. Now, in the internet, we can't punch each other in the teeth. So, teeth. I've been fucking practicing this one. What was I saying? Yeah, we can't punch each other in the teeth. So the way we wage war is like streamer on streamer brigades and YouTubers. And who's the king of wars, online beef? It's Destiny. So that's the real reason why I love him. When he has no content, it's dog shit. But when he has it, he's number one on the website. And then number two, why I like him is just he's in person. He's been more generous to me than my good friends. And I used to look at him in the Uber rides together. I'd be like, why are you so good to me? And he'd be like, I like you, man. And I'm like, why? Nobody likes me. You know what I mean? So yeah. Also, why do we deny Steven's comedic genius? He's funny as hell sometimes. Okay? Like, finding a funny liberal, that's a... Fletcher, I appreciate you. That's a Lugia. That is a Lugia. Sometimes he's funnier than me. His community still hates you for the Hannah stuff. No, I don't think they've loved me more ever in their life. I can show you some stuff, but it's scary. It's like, and I don't like them. You know, like DGG is a meme. I don't like them. I'll never trust them because, you know, they're flippy floppy, but I like Destiny. The only beef I ever had with Destiny was because of his community. It was never Steve. I can't relate to the guy, to be honest. You should watch the clips where he's being cruel. Go watch the clips where he's being really cruel and you'll be able to relate to him. I grew up in a toxic gamer era of MapleStory, and he reminds me of that. You're killing me. Ugh. That's the 5th Osama in my chat. What is up with... Why is that name so popular, dude? We got no Atas? Mr. Girl will never succeed in life, never. You know what's interesting about Mr. Girl? Is he has what it takes to be a very, not the best, but like a very large YouTuber. He actually has it. But he shoots himself in the foot with when he falls in love and shit. Like, I don't like admitting this, but I have to. There's been so many times where I'm laughing because of his demeanor. Like, he makes me laugh. Like, that soft-spoken shit is so funny to me when... I don't know. He's just like the ultimate lefty for me. Yo, you handled him like a pro. I need to learn that shit from my real life dealings. I mean, the only tip is if you look at the way I interrogate people, I always go back to the question where a lot of people don't with him. A lot of people will ask a question and then it'll go into this ocean of emotion. And then that's where everything gets lost. Where they start defining shit, and I don't have the attention span for that. Not like I practiced, but I don't have the attention span for that. So I'm like, this is going to be easy. This is going to be a cakewalk. Yeah, at UBC, that's not saying much. Satanic ass place. How do you feel about girls who insult penis size after breakup? When has that ever hurt? That's never hurt anyone. That's not true. There's some guys who probably get hurt by that. I don't know, that's like hoe talk. Like, that's how like ratchet people talk. It's like going live and being like, actually, I didn't like her boob. It's weird. Oh, is it like it happened to me? Oh. It's kind of funny. No, I don't believe in multiple universes, but there are multiple dimensions. Manny P. Hall, Grand Wizard Pike, they all talk about that. Up to 7th universe, which is the energy of Saturn, Saturday, Saturnia, Satan, and remember, Satan fell from God one layer down. So the 7th planet, or the 7th wandering star, where all of the demonic energy is right there, closest to God, but it's God's adversary. Yeah, and spirits, whether good or bad, this is how Masons describe it. Or even Aleister Crowley talks about spirits being good and bad, and the strongest ones are in these planets, and you can summon it through that spell circle, the incantation, as you cut your finger and bleed onto the whatever spell you've casted. And the 7 planets also reflect the 7 vital organs. And yeah, it's just everything cosmic you can use to your benefit. That's how Crowley explained it. If you don't know who Crowley is, he was knighted by the fucking queen. And all he's known for is blood magic and ritual. Mostly gay magic. Yeah, Kabbalah, yeah. Or Eastern mysticism is the best way to describe it. Because there's different types of mysticism that you, like in Freemasonry, mysticism is of all old Hermetic practices combined. Whereas Crowley's is more like 80% to do with Eastern mysticism, which is the most satanic. But yeah. Why did they cut themselves to get the blood? I don't know, but these guys have like billions of dollars, so they're doing something correct. For what they want, at least. I kind of want to test out a ritual because I don't believe in this. It won't work for you, Splashy, because you already don't believe in it, right? Because you need intention behind the ritual. So it doesn't really work for nihilists, atheists. It only works for the people who are on hallucinogenics, on drugs, or seriously meditating, like hardcore. And a lot of them hallucinate through fasting and starvation. But yeah. It's weird though. People will not believe in rituals bending space, time, and matter, but they'll believe that when you don't look at an object, it's not there, and that's physics. Oh, the atoms are just not aligned until you look at it. So it's like you can't have it both ways. You either believe in magic or you don't. Yeah, 33rd degree is the only real Mason. True. Multi-universe theory is that's stupid. And again, that's giving infinity to like matter. It doesn't make any sense. Matter ends, bro. Right, yeah. Hypnotism is something. Appreciate that, Agent. Hypnotism is something nobody talks about. It's nowhere. You know what I mean? But it's huge. Hypnotism is definitely a type of magic. I think the craziest thing is psychic photography. When you look into psychic photography, the stuff I talk about doesn't seem crazy at all. Yeah, a lot of mind control. Well, mind control has been mastered in World War II, so imagine how good they are now. Now they're crushing it. Yeah, Reddit actually has a lot of good Masonic shit. It doesn't go that deep, but it's like accurate. I know. I clicked on Reddit for once. So satanic. Yeah, remote viewing in astral plane. I always thought that shit's But there used to be a bunch of science behind it, and then it got buried. The creepiest one is psychic photography, because it's like photography through the mind. You don't do anything, you just focus. I mean, that one's a good one for us, but it's not that good for chat. I watched it though. I liked it. I saved it. It's on YouTube, the Dave Chappelle? What? Video unavailable. Okay. Yeah, Project Stargate. I know that. Yeah, it has a lot. The craziest thing is how in fiction, a lot about what they talk about is true. Like, remember the Tree of Awa in that movie that the sequel's coming out for Avatar? It's really talking about the Tree of Life. Or Stargates. It's actually the stars have gates, and the demons can come through them, and when you hit your third eye trance-like state in Rosicrucianism, Masonry, witchcraft, no matter which path you take, the stars fall into you, is what they all record. It's like that, or for the average liberal, a DHT, bro. It was just a DMT trip. It was DMT, bro. I don't know how much I believe in teleporting, but Aleister Crowley talked about, like, he had some magic about going invisible or some shit like that. Which actually, there's been a lot of fake prophets throughout history who just disappeared from their village. Like, when everyone started going, bro, you're not actually the Messiah, we're going to cut your head off, they just disappear. Like, nobody can find them. Yeah, the pineal gland is your third eye. Your retina receptors, there's more in the cave of your mind. And yeah, all these Masons talk about how modern science ascribes to this as useless, but actually they know that there's something to it. There's everything to it, actually. It's also in the Bible, right? Jacob wrestles with God, right? And then I don't know how they spell penile or pineal, but I forget how they spell it. But yeah. Also, in all these Masonic texts, they talk about everything in life being about frequencies, vibration, and microwaves, and all that. Like, everything is electromagneticism. And they also talk about polarity. So hot and cold is the same thing, just different degrees. But then that goes far. And then they say good and evil is the same thing, just different degrees. But we know good and evil is the duality concept of Luciferianism. Right? Because to do evil, you need good. So to do the max evil, there's this ritual where they need one prostitute and one virgin. Where do they find the virgin? They go right to children. And when you read about who's doing these rituals, these are people knighted by the queen. So are they just crazy? How are crazy people always being knighted by the queen? That's like being sponsored by $1 zillion. Doc says Democrats? No, it doesn't really matter, because when we're talking about billions of dollars, politically it doesn't matter. Like, there's been high-level occultists who are nationalists with Hitler, and they were with the Vril Society, Order of the Black Sun, and all that. Yeah. Why does it have to be a prostitute? Because it has to be someone who's been very corrupted and open to dark spirits. So Satan is actually a force in Masonry. It's not a person. Remember when DMX says not one person can be the devil? 100% dead on. So the New Age people are right when they talk about vibrations. Look at who started New Ageism. Look at the magazine. It's Masonic magazine. It'll blow your mind. It's going to be in my documentary. I'll go into it. But yeah, they're right about a lot of stuff. Actually, when you look at Masonic literature, 80% of it is correct and the truth. And when they try and deceive you, they're doing it on purpose, and you can kind of tell, right? So a lot of times they do this, like go look at when Albert Pike or any of these guys talk about a globe. They give you a whole sentence winking at the flat earth. And then they say, we can't go into details about the globe. Right? And then all these guys who were Jesuits, the globe heliocentric model proposed by a Jesuit priest. But yeah, it's like very easy to tell when Masons are lying, unless you're in Freemasonry. Then you can't tell because you're like, oh, I'm with the good guys, right? But then the higher up you go, it becomes painfully obvious that they don't worship the light; they worship the bringer of light, which is like, who's bringing the knowledge? Who is bringing the knowledge, and why is knowledge the opposite of faith? And some people are like, to be knowledgeable is the best, John. You know who's the most knowledgeable? A pedophile. They have knowledge you don't have about children. Do you really want to be that knowledgeable? They have the least faith. They're so curious that they want to try a child. That's the level of curiosity they're at. That's why a lot of geniuses, philosophers throughout history were always pedos. Curiosity is the opposite of faith, right? We live in a society where knowledge is number one over family. And it's like, dude, don't worship knowledge. Come on, bro, 200 IQ pedos? Well, yeah, the smartest people on earth are pedos. I think it was Stanley Kubrick who said the world is ruled by pedophiles. Everyone knows that. Who do you think is on Epstein Island? Fucking retards? Like the biggest genius politicians on earth. No, it stays schizo. Don't pretend like it's your first time here. I recognize your name. It says first time chatter, but you have another poop account. Are doctors pedos? How are doctors knowledgeable? My doctor has man boobs. He's a fat, ugly, disgusting fuck. And I'm looking at him, I'm like, you went to med school but never figured out calories in versus calories out. And it's like, you're at that level of fat where it's like, I can get you lean without you suffering. Like, how are you not able to stay? I can look at your body type and I know I don't have to get a client to starve to lose body fat. I can just change the percentage in macros, and then they'll just start being full and not eating as much, and they'll cut weight. But doctors, like, are fat. They don't understand macronutrients. And you're like, dude, you went to school for like 20 fucking years, bro, or like 12 years. How do you not know? It's scary, dude. It's like the basics of life people just don't master, right? And why I was obsessed with mastering macronutrients is because I want to eat junk and I want to eat a lot of food still. You know, I still want to try cake every now and then, and or whatever. And so that's why I'm like, I'm gonna master. Like if I get out of shape, I'll know how to bounce back within a few weeks. But doctors don't know. Like doctors are very stupid people. You know, doctors have not even figured out a cure for the common cold. It's kind of pathetic. It's like, bro, we've been here for thousands of years. Get there faster, bro. I think 80% of the time, home remedies are better for me than seeing the doctor. I'll see a surgeon. I won't see a doctor. Like, doctors are so stupid nowadays, right? This is what he does. He holds his iPad and he just guesses. He just guesses. You know what? Just have an Advil. Yeah, doctors are huge scammers, dude. It's like, why do people worship doctors? It's just so cringe, man. What's the difference from a doctor and a surgeon? One is a specialist and the other's a fucking... You're asking what's the difference from your family doctor and a cardiologist? Dude, a doctor knows nothing about the heart. You fucking... Do you know who's a doctor? Mushi. You know Mushi, the girl who's lost every single debate to me, even medical debates. She lost every single debate to me. She's a doctor. She's a practicing doctor. She's not just in school. She's the one who said, yeah, maybe the earth's flat when she lost so hard. Like, you worshiping Mushi? Yeah, no, engineers are the smartest, but honestly, that's kind of autistic. To like choose math. Like engineering, really, bro? Doctor's the best choice because it's like you walk in a room and people are like, yo, bro, keep me living. And you pretend like you have superpowers. You're in a room with a fucking engineer and you're like, bro, let's talk about calculus, bro. Lawyers I hate the most because I'm like a lawyer. I love reading and writing. I love reading, writing. I love poetry. This is the easy stuff for me. So every lawyer I met, I was like, you're on my wavelength, you know? Like a lawyer doesn't impress me. A lawyer is like something you do when you're a streamer. You just have to like, I'm being canceled. I gotta lawyer my way out of this, bro. John, I will save you from your cancer you will have in 10 years. Oh, right, docs, you're in med school. That's why you're offended. Docs, you're never going to have as much money as me. Fuck investments. I'm just saying Twitch money, what I've earned on Twitch. You'll never catch up. Your teeth will never look like this. You'll be a doctor and you'll always make less than a streamer who talks shit about you. You'll never have... I could stop working and it'll take you 10 years to catch up to what I have. And I made my money talking shit about you guys. Isn't that great? You'll never catch up. Just give up, dude. You'll never, ever, ever catch up. Okay? You gotta pay school debt, dude. The only way anyone should be a doctor is if they live with their parents until they're done school. That's the only way you'll be put in a good position. You're in $250,000 of debt? That's hard to believe. Oh my God. Oh, this is not funny anymore. Huh. Well, I mean, at least you start off with a high paycheck. What do you start with? 200 a year? Yeah, though, if I was a doctor, the first thing I'd do is make YouTube videos. I'd be like, fuck this shit. I'm making $10 million on YouTube talking about medicine and all that. I would just find a creative YouTube outlet and I'd either join them or I'd make my own. That's the only way I justify that kind of debt. But I've actually changed my position on debt a bit. As much shit as I talk about it, my twin brother went from a shit ton of debt to rich as fuck. Like, I've never in my life seen someone. He taps me on the arm and he's like, look, I caught up to you. And he shows me his bank account. I'm like, no, you didn't. And then he shows me his other bank accounts and then he adds it all up. And I'm like, oh shit, this guy's playing catch up fast. And that's when I was like put in turbo drive. I'm like, okay, it's time for YouTube. Because, yeah, like he paid off his debt and he's rich as fuck now. Like, and he's always booked up. He's just a psychologist and he's not a doctor or anything, but he's always booked up. He always has clients. It's crazy. And the future is going to have like, people are going to have serious mental health issues in the future. So he's always going to be booked up. Millionaire? No, because this is his first year of working in the working world. And he already caught up to like, I don't want to say he caught up to me, but I'm saying like that was the most impressive shit I've ever seen from someone who finished school. But he's not like the other psychologists. He works around the clock. So he's like me, he does the extra. My twin brother's a genius though, man. One time he was on my podcast, or he was on my stream, I mean, for 5 minutes. He's not a liberal, no. What the fuck? No, my twin brother's a conservative. It's just, nobody looks like a conservative standing next to me because I'm very Sharia. I gotta take it to the next level. But he is. What was I saying? Yeah, he's a genius because he was once on my stream for like 5 minutes and he's telling me about how every doctor, or excuse me, every psychologist and psychiatrist try and break down depression. And they do it wrong. Or they do it in an ineffective way. And then I'm like, okay, so you break it down. And he's like, well, there's no true breakdown, but here's what his analysis comes to. Right? Here's what the conclusion is. He said, it's all based around identity. Fuck me. But hold on. This is actually good shit. Focus on what I'm saying. That thing went down the wrong pipe, man. I drank that down the wrong pipe. My twin brother, he said something on my stream. I'm just sitting next to him and I'm like observing, right? I don't talk to him much about this stuff. And he's like, it comes down to identity. He says everything comes back to identity. And the more I thought about it that night, I lost a lot of sleep that night. I woke up the next day and started a 6-month-long project just because of what he said. Because he really pretty much just said, Zherka, you're going to be remembered for being very attractive to women if you don't clean up your act. And I'm like, whoa, if I died right now, people would remember me as a womanizer. And I started having anxiety. And I woke up and I started my documentary. I finished 6 books on masonry. I did everything I could to get back into my Alex Jones circuit. And I'm like, man, if I didn't hear that what he said, I would have never had that panic. How are your teeth so white? They're reconstructed, dude. There's a Tesla in my mouth. Only invest in yourself, because even if you have low motivation, every time you look in the mirror, you remember, damn, those motherfuckers don't pay themselves. You gotta start talking with these teeth, bro. But, yeah. So every time I come here in here, you got no content. I'm actually a YouTuber. Go check my YouTube. It's doing good. Like we have content for 2 days, and then you're done. But I'm uploading. I have 4 uploads timed and ready for this week. So I'm gonna get my YouTube buzzing. We already grew 2,000, 3,000 followers, almost 20K. And I'm just gonna get my YouTube buzzing, and then I'm gonna do my street content, and it's gonna boom. So I did everything I said I would do again. I said this would take like 30 days. This took like fucking 2 days, bro. The ball is rolling now. Yeah. How heavy are you right now? I don't check the scale. I go by mirror, but I never really leave on a full stomach, 255. On an empty stomach, 248. There's, I don't hover from 250 too much. Because it's the holidays. I'm heavy. But when I was in the US, I was dropping a lot. But today we had 3 Thanksgivings, and I had so much turkey and stuffing. Because my mom will make like 4 different types of stuffing just to ask me which one's the best one. And I eat all of it because stuffing, I think, that's my favorite food. I barely ate turkey. I just went for the stuffing. Just carbs. And when I'm carbed up, I look muscular, The only problem is carbs are cancer. The greatest hormone profile you'll ever have is either fasted state or proteins and fats, because most carbs are just straight up, like sugar will kill your ass. Sugar and dairy will kill your ass. But it's so hard to function on just fats and proteins. If you're reading a book, it helps, but if you're working out, if you're an athlete, you need carbs. And it's like really picking your poison. If you want to live very strong, you put in the carbs. But if you want to live very long, sugar is going to take you out. You can't even avoid sugar. Like you can't ever run a keto. It's impossible. It's impossible to avoid sugar. But I think you should, if you want to go nuts on sugar, it should be fruits. I think fruits is the most underrated. Since I run a red pill channel, nobody ever talks about fruits. It's always like red meat and shit like that. But fruits are the key to life, right? Fruits are the only way you stay hydrated. Drinking water, you'll just start peeing all day. Fruits are like sponges, man. It just keeps me so ready. I even eat lemons. I eat all sorts of fruits when I'm on routine. And like when I'm at home. When I'm on vacation, I barely had fruits and I felt like shit. So I'd sometimes get those 7-Eleven disgusting fruit cups. It was just not the same. Why do I pee out all my water? Sounds like you have an estrogen problem. If you're higher in estrogen, you hold water. If you're lower in estrogen, it's hard for you to read books, learning, and you flush a lot. You pee throughout the night. So, but that doesn't mean you should take drugs to balance that out. Like, you need to find another way. Like, I had one guy DM me saying, I flush and pee out everything, John, so therefore I'm gonna take Dianabol to spike my estrogen. I was like, don't do that. What the fuck? Yeah, it's really weird because women have a very easy time learning, college, reading books because of the estrogen factor, but they just can't master anything. Like, women cannot master something. They can be good at stuff. They can be good at 4 or 5 things at the same time, but they cannot master anything ever. Have you noticed that? And I don't think that's just a testosterone issue at all. I think there's way more into that. That's really, we're going back to masonry, where they talk about masculine and feminine planes of thinking. Women are outperforming men like 60-40 in some fields. Never in history has that happened. Ever. I mean, at this point, you should just believe in dinosaurs, my dude. Like, you're How did he word it? You're eating the steak. Is that what Nick said? You're eating the steak in the Matrix. There is data on this. Dude, you're on Zherka's channel. Do you think we believe Fauci? Weren't you guys wrong about COVID vaccines? Like, get the fuck out of here. Everything I read, this is the most quiet your side has been in a long time about vaccines. Like, you guys should just apologize. No, women cannot master anything. And a lot of people think I say this with joy. I don't. I don't benefit saying this. But women cannot master anything. There's never in history been a woman, female Da Vinci, ever. Like, compare one woman in history to Da Vinci. Albanian Da Vinci. For programming, yeah, I don't know about that. I think the only time women beat men at something is because the men are trying to get laid. Like, you ever play pool with a girl? You're shooting pool, and then it's her turn to shoot pool, and she bends over, and you're like, yeah, she's winning this one, bro. I think she's gonna beat. I think she's destroying me. I think, oh my god, which ball should I shoot? Am I stripes or? Nah, that's when you still crush her. You fucking suck at pool as well. You put her in her place. You suck at everything. You fucking failure. No, let her win, bro. I'm just kidding. Women are out earning in terms of degrees as well. Oh, Lord. Degrees, yeah. They're totally, I can't wait to hire a female engineer. I had one of my community members on a podcast, and I was trying to be nice because I was like, man, they're getting on my back about being sexist. I'm like, yeah, women make better nurses than men. And then my subscriber goes, actually, I don't know if that's true because a male nurse can lift more in case there's like a paraplegic who needs to move from bed to bed. And I was just sitting there. I was really trying to fix my optics that week. That was a bad week for me. People were coming at my throat. And I'm looking at my subscriber like, ban this little fucking bitch. I think it was Joker. Yeah. And I just started laughing. I was like, man, shut the fuck up. Yeah, no, white men are amazing. White men are... Yeah, I know that pisses off Haas, but white men are just amazing people, man. They're just like some of the best people I've ever met in my life. Fucking love them. You know? What do you think about no carbs diet? That's what Peterson does, right? Jordan Peterson? Ketogenic? I don't like it. I think you should add a bunch of fruits. Well, it depends what's your goal. Like, 0 carbs, you lose weight. Low carbs, you lose fat. Losing weight is not impressive at all, because it just comes back on so quick. But like, I want to see striations in my delts. I want to look round on the shoulder, but lean. I want to see lines in my shoulders. I don't want to just be like this. Hey guys, I lost a bunch of weight on keto. I guess I'm like the master of like fat loss, and I'm cutting, so I'm gonna have a 6-pack soon, but my head's gonna look huge and my body's gonna look tiny. And no, dude, it's all about being fucking cut. Shredded. Shredded's tough. Like, shredded for me is like, I gotta suffer a bit. I gotta suffer for like 3-week digging phase. And then I look really, really skinny. Like it's, unless I'm on like roids, then I'm literally Z's. But I don't want to die. I don't want to die, bro. Not yet. I am Mr. Girl. Well, hello, Mr. Girl. Would you like to have another conversation? Aren't you banned off Twitch? Were you abusing orals? Yeah. I raped my hair with it, actually. I think I was taking 6 orals a day, and they were all bad for your liver, like the bad ones. Especially when I got on Halo. Halo is the worst drug I've ever taken in my life. This is the first time I was slurring my words. I was outside a nightclub and I'm like, anybody fuck with me today? I'm fucking knock them out. And people are like, why are you a bulldog? Like, you got spit all over yourself. But, you know, Halo's the most androgenic, masculine, aggressive compound you can take orally. And it kills your liver. And that's the first time I was punching, like, I swear to God, at that time in my life, I felt like I was moving 245 pounds faster than an MMA fighter. I felt so strong, dude. Like, I was benching 3 plates for reps. And I have long arms, so benching 3 plates with long arms is a ton of weight because my range of motion is deep. It's not like T-Rex. But I was fighting on it, and I was fighting juice heads, and they were crumbling because I got the knuckles, man. I got big hands, and Halo was the most impressive tic-tac I've ever popped. I hate talking about this shit, though. This shit's like gonna lead people down the wrong path. Because remember, out of 9 of my friends, I don't know if it's 9. I think 9. Out of 9 of my friends, I'm the only one who's not bald. Like, steroids make you bald. Fast. I'm the only one looking like Vegito. And I had to reverse the hair loss process. Like, it took a year and a half on Twitch. I had to do a lot. I didn't even do it. Derek from More Plates, More Dates, he's like, do this, because your hair is fading. I was like, thank you. And then he sponsored the channel. And I love the guy to death. Chocolate's gay. Chocolate sucks, dude. I don't eat chocolate. That shit's gay, bro. Thoughts on a wig? No, just go bald like the Avatar. I'm not gonna lie, hair looks stupid on most people. Like, being bald isn't the worst thing in the world. But hair looks really good on me. I look like a Saiyan, dude. Like, I know Albanian men are good looking, but they don't look like me. I'm like extra Albanian or something. That's why I really fell for Trump. Because I was like, we have the same hair, Trump and I. We have like a lot of the same problems. What should we do if we start losing hair? Just block DHT with finasteride. Use Rogaine, and which increases blood flow to the scalp. And microneedling, which I've never done. I should start doing that. But I heard it's like 10% extra hair you get, or in appearance. And then you have to have a good diet. And your hormone profile has to be good. Meaning you have to fast. And your sleep, you have to hit your... Is it diurnal or nocturnal pulse of growth hormone? Like, you got to be healthy. You got to be getting your sleep. And... yeah. Why don't you do content with More Plates, More Dates? Because I'm not a scientist, bro. I would like ruin his channel. I'm more personality. He's a scientist, dude. He's like an actual scientist. I'm bro science. No, I don't appeal to science. You know, Freemasons say, and I don't quote Freemasonry like they're my coaches in life. I'm just saying they expose a lot. Like, they do a lot. And they say pretty much most mainstream science is bullshit. Like, go read Masonic psychology and then read a regular psychology textbook from college. It's almost opposite advice. It's scary how different it is. Masonic psychology talks about 2 planes of existence, the masculine and the feminine. And regular psychology says gender doesn't even fucking exist anymore or whatever. You probably know more about Freemasons than Masons. Yeah, my final step is just to go hallucinate into my third eye and then relay the information. But most people who do that have never gone live again. Most people who do that never, ever go talk about it. Most people who see God, which is really satanic what they're doing. Yeah, I keep forgetting to go on Destiny's stream. Like every time I go on, he's wrapping it up. I was like, I don't want to wake up that early. Plus, I don't think I can learn much from hanging with Steve. I've kind of intellectually outpaced him. I guess he's good for investments. I like his stock advice. His trade advice is good. Actually, it's really good. It's like he's kind of plays it a little safe for everything, though. I guess that's the liberal in him. His temperament is libtard. Fight Club, the movie? I like the movie, but it's no Eyes Wide Shut. Did you buy a house? Yeah, it's right here. My dude, don't talk to me. I have 20,000 hits on my YouTube for a conversation. Like, I didn't even go to bed. I was like, you know what? I think I will farm my YouTube. Like, I'm too big for you now. No, it's not about the paycheck. It's the fact that I went live 2 days ago and I said, watch what I'm going to do. And I said, it's going to take 28 days, but it took 2 days because I'm a genius covered in. I'm a genius clothed. That's what I am. What was wrong with your old teeth? I mean, it's kind of raptor-like, but my old teeth wasn't like for TV and movies, you know? Like, I'm going to be a big deal, so shouldn't I spend my money here instead of like a nice car that I'm never going to use? You know what I mean? Like, I travel, I don't really want to spend. Look, man, here's the problem. All right? There's this thing called phantom money syndrome where every month you lose money, but you don't know why. You just bills add up and blah, blah, blah. So I kept losing 10,000 a month. Then it was 15, then 25 for TwitchCon, and then I had enough. I was like, look, I've lost all this money. I have nothing to show for it. Yeah, I paid for Heel Mike's fucking dinner and this bitch and that, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I paid for everyone. And, you know, I did all that, but I didn't get anything in return. So I said, you know what? Instead of me paying for fucking randoms, why don't I do something for myself and then just go to work with my teeth? And it was the best decision I ever made, you know? But I did have to miss out on a vacation. I was gonna do this jet skiing stream. I want to do a jet skiing, but I was like, fuck that shit. We could do that shit later. Yeah, veneers, because they told me I have strong teeth. They're like, you want veneers. You don't want to rip them out and shit. How much did it cost? Oh, don't worry about it. Don't depress me with that question, bro. Which Jordan? Why did you go so white though? Why not a tinge darker? That's a good question actually. I kind of enjoyed the attention on me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think I would get insecure if I'm like glowing in a nightclub. If I'm just like smiling at someone and my teeth are glowing in a nightclub, I don't think I get that insecure. So I was like, I don't know. You spend big money and you're not really gonna go a step down. No probiotics, no. Maxed out the investment, exactly. Plus, I want to be like on big projects. I want to look like correct. I want to look like I used to just watch Donald Trump for his smile. There was this one where he smiles on the Halloween thing where he drops the candy on the kid's head, and I was like staring at that video, and I'm like, I can't have Donald Trump come back into office without me. Like, I'm gonna shake his hand in exactly 7 months. Exactly. I've talked to people, and I'll be going to 2 rallies, but I don't want to shake his hand and not have. I want to mirror the smile. I want him to know I invest in myself. You know. What's your top 3 books? The Morals and Dogma, anything Manny P. Hall about self-improvement, anything.
Friendly care package inbound.
That shit's loud, bro. Fuck off. Is the Dave Chappelle thing new? Because that link didn't work, bro. Load up that link. Let me do this intro, though. Let me enjoy my people. Like, one in the chat if you're enjoying this. Okay? Not everyone has friends, okay? People want a friendship, a cyber friendship with me. Let me enjoy my ones in the chat. Right? Let's get some 911s in the chat, okay? Because we love that Porsche. That's our favorite car. Right? With our passport on the passenger seat because we found it. Okay, stop doing it. Lucky Larry's in the chat. Oh no. Let's see the dermatologist. Look, it doesn't matter. I could say my top 3 books and you won't read them, so it doesn't matter. You should only read when spirit is pouring through you. You shouldn't read and force it. But when you feel like reading, you should get as many pages done. Like, I get through so many pages and I go, oh, I feel my interest fading. Fuck. Oh, I can't do anymore. And then I'm done for like a day. And then I go in the middle of the night before I'm going to bed, I go, oh shit, I need to read. And I jump on my computer and I go through like 40 more pages. And it's the best way to learn, dude. Don't ever force yourself to read. Reading in pockets of time, man, you remember everything in the book. You regurgitate it on stream perfectly. I can't believe I used to force myself to like study. Like, now I study when I'm feeling it. It's just kind of like, what if you never feel it? But I always feel it every morning. And it's the easiest time to learn in the morning. I know it sounds like, oh, it's hard. You know, when you wake up and you go back to bed, put your head on the pillow and leave the audiobook on loud. And even if you go back to sleep, you learn. It's not like nighttime. It's in the morning, you just absorb it. It's crazy. And at first I thought I read so much useless information because I'm like, nobody on earth reads about masonry. Usually they go into masonry and then they stay to witchcraft, but I only stay on masonry. And I love it. It betters me. It's like, I love knowing what the enemy is thinking. I love it. It just calms my soul. I love that they're dumb enough to put it in books. You do that with your TV? Okay, you're a retard. I haven't used my TV in like 10 years. I don't think it's 1,000 pages. Isn't it like 800 pages? How the fuck did you read that? It's not boring. It's boring to the average person because you guys don't have a grasp of the English language, right? But if you're into English, like the English language, they're not big words, dude, at all, right? It's just awkwardly worded. So sometimes it'll say like, this is the only organ that seats the office of the soul. And then when a regular person reads it, they go, man, this is hard. But I already speak like a poet. So for me, it's fun. For me, it's like, I already speak like a retard. I speak like Yoda, so it makes a lot of sense to me. That's definitely my favorite book, especially when it talks about God. When Pike starts talking about God, and there's like this humility to the chapter, it's... Yeah, I've never seen someone describe God so perfectly and still go to the devil. It's actually pathetic. Now, I could never be a Mason because they'd make me want... I would never swear an oath on anything but to God or on the Bible, but that's max. Which Dan is gonna get mad? Oh, Steven's Dan? Man, fuck him. He drinks alcohol. He's way worse. Alcohol is for fucking losers. Dan, you're a millionaire, bro. Like, come on. You're a millionaire and you've got a wife and kids and you're not a conservative? Like, the fuck? You failed me. Are you supporting Morocco or Serbia in the World Cup? Dude, Serbia can lick my asshole. Do you know who I am? I never met a Serb I didn't feel bad for. You know what I mean? Like, I feel it's so bad that Jackson has to, like, suck them off politically, and Haas and those guys. But, you know, they see me get all the girls and shit, and they're like, I wish I could be an Albanian like Zherka. He's just so awesome. But politically, they gotta say they like Serbia. I'm like, dude, I'm your fucking hero, bro. Like, stop it. The only country in Europe that I like is Italy. Everyone else is a traitor. Or becoming a traitor. Like, they're slowly becoming one. I've never in my life met an Italian I didn't love. Every Italian person I've ever met looked like family to me. Their dark hair, the green eyes, the things they talk about. Even a liberal Italian is like, you can digest them. It's not horrible. Germany, I like Frankfurt Airport. I like Hamburg and Cologne. I like Munich. But the German people are very Merkel energy. And I don't know. Just don't fuck with it right now. I think I gave up on German people when Merkel grabbed the German flag and threw it on the ground so she can, like, flex her paycheck of the European Union flag. And no German did anything about it. And I lost my mind because I thought I was going to go protest. I thought I was becoming German that day. And nobody did anything about it. And I waited a year, 2 years, and then I just gave up. I'm like, wow, they're lost. You know? Anti-nationalism is anti-family unit, period. Don't ever let someone brainwash you into thinking nationalism is a bad word. Oh shit, I remember you. Yeah. I've never met a Moroccan in my life that I didn't like. I like the women, the men. It's just like people who'll always laugh at my joke. They'll never be offended. Yeah. I've seen on TV like liberal Moroccans who are very cringe, but I've never met them. But I've seen a lot of those like eco people, those eco fascists, and they're like, I'm Moroccan. I'm like, no, you're not. Dude, it got cold here. Holy shit. I really like Turkish people. They've always helped me. Yeah. I think the only person I trust right now is Dead Hexer, a Turk. I'm used to Iraqis. I love them. Yeah. Do you trust me? Depends. Where are you from, bro? Polish? My best friend was Polish. Mark. I like Polish. Or my best worker friend at work. Proud of your flag is cope. No, proud of your flag is anti-Soros. It's the healthiest thing you could have in your psyche. Yeah, Vi in chat, he's not here, but he's Armenian. I love him. Lebanese, Dito, good friend of mine. I love Lebanese. Haz is Lebanese, although like he thinks he's Mongol, but he's Lebanese. Do you miss your trapping days? No. I like having a giant TV. I like having money for talking, and I like attention. Yeah. Which one is this? Elmi, just a sec. I'm almost done and I'll click it. I've never met a Portuguese person. Can't imagine them pissing me off though. Ronaldo. The only thing I don't like about Ronaldo is he's never grown out a beard, right? He's always had that clean shaven look, and I'm like, yo, switch it up. Like, let's see what you look like with a beard. He always looks wet. Ukrainian girl? No. I don't think I've even met one.